Hello, it's Oksana, and it is time for February food empties. I think you can see my bag in the camera, you can. So I am, just gonna go through everything that I've accumulated here this past month. And this is kind of fun for me too because I don't remember everything that's in here, so kind of like a mystery bag of surprises. And if you've never seen one of these videos before, it's basically I try to eat, natural and healthy, and I save packages and boxes and bags from this past month, and I share with you all that I've eaten. Most of it is like natural and organic, but just like anybody, I have my days where I cheat a little bit and eat, some kind of sweet, probably because I have a huge sweet tooth. So I'm gonna just get started with this tea. And I have quite a bit of tea in here actually, and it's not that I drank a particularly large amount of tea this month. I drink tea every single day. I drink, several cups of tea. I just brew myself a big giant beer mug full of tea, and I drink about 3 of them throughout the day. So it's very weak tea because it's so much water for just one bag, but as long as it has some flavor, I will drink it, and I think it's a lot better than water. I have a hard time drinking water, so it's kind of how I stay hydrated is, weak tea, and I just have it sitting out all day, so it starts out hot, but then by the end of the day it's cold. I'm drinking it cold, and it doesn't really matter to me. So I was just getting down to just a few bags in these particular 3, so I focused on finishing them up so that I can, get rid of these and not have them take up a lot of space in my cupboards. So they are all Republic of Tea, which I love, and this is 100% white tea, vanilla coconut. And I really like this. I like white tea. The trick is to take the bag out after like 30 seconds. And it's hard to do if you have little kids and you have a lot of things going on. A lot of times, even though I know that I'm supposed to take it out, I'll still forget, and I'll remember in a few minutes and I'll be like, oh no, I forgot to take the tea bag out. So it's not like a huge tragic thing. I still drink it. It's just makes the tea a little bit bitter. So there's that one. There's 2 green teas. They are both decaf. Yes, they are. This one is wild berry plum, and this one is kiwi pear. I really like them both, especially this one. It's got that nice like berry fruity flavor to it, which is really nice. And let's see, it's got black currant pieces in there. That's what it has. I love black currant. So then I finished up this Manuka honey. Right here, I bought this from Vitacost. We use this to treat colds and sore throats. It's very medicinal kind of honey. It is obnoxiously expensive. It's like $50 or something crazy like that. But it takes a while to go through this bottle. It's not like we just eat it. It's only for when we're sick. So it does take a while. I already have a new bottle that I have open. It's another brand. I think I just tried mixing it up. I think this one is a little bit more pricey, and I bought a slightly cheaper one. That one is 16 plus, and this one is 550 plus. There's 2 different measurements. There's the one that is like, 12, 16, 18, that kind of numbers, and then this one is kind of like 500, 600 kind of numbers. So I don't know which one is more accurate. This brand obviously says that this measurement is more accurate, but basically it's like how medicinal it is, or like how antimicrobial it is. And the higher the number, the more expensive it is. And I think this is one of the most expensive ones. So I just did like a notch down this time around. hopefully it still works the same, but it's just a very pricey thing to have around, but it's definitely very nice, and it has helped us a ton during this past winter. So then, I'm getting hot. I have some vitamins. I have gone through these several times now, but this is the Dr. McCullough Whole Food Multivitamin Plus Vital Minerals, and I have more bottles because you buy these in a pack of 3, which I do. It's cheaper that way than just buying a single bottle. So this one is empty, and I have another one that I'm taking now. Let's see. Used some miso broth Here we go. Oops. I just cannot hold on to anything. These bean thread noodles. Oh, I'm trying to reach the broth. Got it. So, I make soup with this, and then I put some noodles. I don't do this a lot, but I just bought this bag of noodles, and they do have a lot of carbs, so I try not to eat like a ton of carbs, but this is just mung bean starch and water, and they're like kind of clear cellophane noodles. I love those noodles. So that's super quick and easy. Just boil it in some broth. I have it around for like, you know, when I need something really quick and I don't have anything around, I just go to my pantry and get this. And miso is great, by the way. This is organic, and I always talk about staying away from soy, but I do want to clarify, and I think I've said this before, that fermented soy is completely different from regular soy, like soy oil, tofu, all that stuff. That is what I stay away from. And fermented soy, like miso and soy sauce, like the real brewed soy sauce, because there's fake ones out there now. Those, from what I understand, are safe and don't have any of those effects of other soy, like the toxins and all the hormones in it and all that stuff. So I'm okay with miso, and it's also good because it's high in, I think it's high in vitamin K. It doesn't say it on here, but I read something like that. So these two things I used up. And then my father was here visiting, so we went to Trader Joe's, and I never go to Trader Joe's. So I grabbed a few things. Let me show you what I grabbed. Oops. I got this. I love Thai food. So I got this pad siu, and it's just a frozen meal, and it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And it's not organic, unfortunately. And it does have soy in it, soy sauce, which I'm okay with, but also tofu. And I actually pick out, it's really easy to pick out the tofu because there's like a bag of vegetables and there's just some cubed tofu at the top, and I just dump that and use the vegetables, the noodles, and the sauce. And this is really, really good. I really like it a lot. And I just cook it in like a pot on my stovetop. I don't know what kind of instructions are on here. I don't use a microwave, but this does have microwave instructions and stovetop. Yep. So then, and this is my bad thing. At Trader Joe's, they had two types of macaroons. They have the ones that are vanilla and chocolate, which I've tried before. And it's not that I didn't like them. I can't remember. One of those two flavors I didn't like, but the other one I liked, and I don't remember which one. That was so long ago. So then I saw these. They're right next to them. And they are a dozen macaroon varieties. And there are 2 fig, 2 lemon, 2 apricot, 2 coconut, 2 pistachio, 2 salted caramel. And these just looked so good. I think they were like $5.99, $6.99, something like that. So I couldn't help it, and I bought them. And I ate them all within like 2 days. It is awful. But they are very delicious. They are so good. Oh my gosh. So, macaroons, the kind like this, not like those coconut ones, but ones like this are made with almond flour. I'm not sure, I don't think that these have wheat. So I don't know if that makes them gluten-free or not, but. So that is these, and then might as well show you the cookies too, while I'm on ways in which I was not good this month. Jovial organic einkorn, I don't know how to pronounce that word, but I really wanted to get these, not just to like eat sweets or anything, but because I wanted to try this einkorn. And this wheat, this einkorn wheat, it says nature's original wheat, the only one never hybridized. So I think that means that they like cross-pollinated, or I don't know, cross different types of wheats together or something. I have read how the wheat today is not the same wheat, and it's been changed so much, and it's really not that good for you. And I try to stay away from wheat and just grains in general. I do have some, but not like lots of it. I try to limit my intake is what I should have said. And so I was curious about this. I've heard that, you know, if you're going to have wheat, that this einkorn type is better for you. And I think you can just buy the flour. Obviously, you don't have to buy the cookies. You can make whatever you want out of it. But I've heard even people with gluten intolerances can sometimes have this type of wheat. So I wanted to try the cookies, and these are actually great. And they're not too sweet. That's the one thing with cookies from the store versus ones that you make at home. I feel like a lot of times they're so sweet because I try to limit my sugar intake, so I try not to like sweeten everything so that it's like ridiculously sugary. And because of that, a lot of things I eat, I'm always like, oh, this is like overwhelmingly sweet. But these are not at all. These are nice. They do obviously have sugar in it. They have, let's see, in 2 cookies, there is 6 grams of sugar. So I don't know if that's a lot or not. I've never really measured like sugar in grams. I don't know what's good and what's bad in terms of that. But these are delicious, and you can find them at Whole Foods, and they're organic. Let's see what else. Oops. I have another tea. This is the Green Rooibos Plantain Coconut. So this is good. I enjoyed it. There's another variety I still have a few bags of, so I didn't quite finish it this past month, but I'll probably finish it soon. It's also the Green Rooibos, but it's got, I think, blackcurrant in it, and it's really good. I mean, obviously there's a trend because I love this and it has blackcurrant, and I love that one, so I clearly really like blackcurrant. But this is pretty good too. I like coconut and banana, so this was nice. And now I have for you organic maple syrup, 100% pure. This is now real food. I usually buy like the Whole Foods brand. I bought the Trader Joe's brand of just the organic maple syrup, and I think I was ordering on Vitacost, and that's why I got this. We use this sometimes like in various things, in oatmeal and yogurt, and just oh, my daughter drinks this, like I drink this too, this kefir drink, which we really love, that Lifeway kefir. And sometimes I'll use this. I'll get the plain kind. Instead of it having like lots of sugar and stuff, I'll put just a little bit of maple syrup, just enough to where she will drink it. So just went through this bottle, and let's see here. Oh, I had the day when I was like really craving garlic bread. And that happened to be the day that I do my grocery shopping. Usually I'm really good and I go grocery shopping. You know, I make sure that I eat and I'm not hungry, and I'm like really have a lot of restraint, and I don't buy like a lot of junk. But I was really wanting garlic bread this like one day this past month when I was grocery shopping, and so I just couldn't help it, and I got this Alexa garlic bread, and it was delicious. I haven't had garlic bread in so ridiculously long. I can't remember last time I had it. I went through, what is this, basmati rice. It took me a while to go through this. I didn't like eat this in 1 month or anything. I try not to eat a ton of rice, but I really like basmati. That's my favorite type. So made something with that. Can't remember what. And then, oh, I got these organic chicken strips. I usually don't do this. It's actually a lot cheaper to just buy chicken and make, you know, whatever you want rather than these pre-made chicken strips, because they're like obnoxiously expensive. I think it's like $7.99, and they're tiny, and there's like, I don't know if it says how many, but there's barely any in here. 8 of these tiny little strips for like $8. It's like $1 a strip. So anyway, I forget why I bought these. I think I just needed something quick, or I had some recipe in mind and I was just too lazy to bread my own chicken tenders, so I bought these. But this is not something I typically buy, but they are organic, and I mean, they're good. The ingredients are good and everything. It's just that they're kind of a you know, a processed food versus just buying fresh raw chicken and cooking it yourself. These are frozen and all that stuff, so, and pre-cooked. Another tea. This is the month of tea. This is organic mother's milk from Traditional Medicinals. Yes. I have a bunch of these because on Vitacost you buy this in a pack of like 4 or something. So I have, or maybe 3. I have several boxes of this left. I drink this because I am nursing my son, and this says it promotes healthy lactation. So I figured why not, and I just kind of mix this in my variety of tea. Then I used up this coconut manna and coconut oil. both from Vitacost, both organic. So Manna is more of like, it's more solid, kind of drier than the oil, if you've never had it. It's kind of like coconut butter, I think it's also called. And this is the extra virgin coconut oil from Vitacost. It's their brand. So what I have been using those for, I've now moved on to using coconut oil only, and I like it a lot better than using the Manna in this particular recipe that I'm going to tell you about. Is you take the oil and you melt it. I think on Chocolate Covered Katie, she had some kind of fudge recipe, and I tried making that. She uses coconut butter, and I liked it, but then I ran out of this, and I altered it, and I liked the altered version even better. So I melt the oil. I just kind of eyeball like several scoops of it, and then I take a banana, just like a ripe, soft banana, and I blend that all together, and I add cacao powder. And if it's not sweet enough for you, you can add a little bit of like maple syrup or raw honey. Most of the time it's sweet enough for me, because I mean it's plenty sweet. Just if you put a lot of cacao powder, it'll start to have that dark chocolate bitter taste, which I don't mind. So I'm good with it. And then you freeze it, or you can refrigerate it, and it firms up, and it has this really nice texture, almost like fudgy texture, and it's so good. So I've been making that a lot. It's really delicious, and that's why I ran out of coconut oil. And then I was looking for barbecue sauce. My husband asked me to find him barbecue sauce that was acceptable in my eyes in terms of ingredients, because we were having something that that he likes to put barbecue sauce on. I forget what it was now, but I looked and looked and looked, and it was so hard to find an organic one. There's like the Annie's one that's like maple something. I've had it before and I did not like it. I'm very picky because I really don't like spicy things, and things that a lot of people are like, oh, this isn't spicy. I think that it's spicy and I don't like it. So I'm very like sensitive to that. And it is all natural, non-GMO, gluten-free. It does have sweet, like sugar, but it's in the form of, let's see, what is it? Molasses, honey molasses. So tomato paste, apple cider vinegar, honey molasses, mustard, horseradish, lemon juice, onions, garlic peppers, natural hickory smoke flavor, natural spices, salt, xanthan gum, and natural thickener. No MSG. So things that I'm not okay in here are natural hickory smoke flavor. Smoke flavors typically are made from smoke, and smoke is a carcinogen. That's why I avoid smoked meats and just smoked cheeses, anything smoked. And except for smoked salmon, I have that very rarely, but I have it sometimes. And xanthan gum, I mean, that's not supposed to be horrible for you, but it's not like a natural thing that people would eat. It's kind of like a alternative thickener that they've probably developed more recently. So in the perfect world, for me, it would not have those two ingredients, but it's not like I eat all that much of this. Mostly my husband ate it, and I think I tried it. That's all. But it was really good. Like, this is amazing barbecue sauce. It's almost like a sweet and sour barbecue sauce, if you can imagine that. It's so good. So I am running out of room. All right. So another tea, Republic of Tea Double Red Rooibos Tea. This is organic, and this is really good. I love Rooibos tea, so not my first bottle of that I finished. And then this is the, what is it called? Rigoni di Asiago Organic Hazelnut Spread with Cocoa and Milk. And this is another one of those, like, I shouldn't eat, but it's so good kind of items. This is amazing. If you like Nutella, this is like the organic version of Nutella that tastes just as good to me as real Nutella does. And this is delicious. I did not eat this entire bottle in the past month. I've been trying to just have a little bit and use it, ration it out because it's not like super expensive, but it's not like a huge bottle, and I forget how much it is. It's more expensive than Nutella. So I forget what I used it for. Oh, you know what? I think I used it for that banana chocolate thing I told you about. I think in the recipe on Chocolate Covered Katie, she uses a homemade hazelnut spread, and I don't have like the machinery to turn hazelnuts into a paste. My magic bullet, I don't think it will do the trick. So I had this and I used this instead. This does have a lot of sugar in it. That's the first ingredient, and then hazelnut paste. So I did use some of this, and that's how I used it up, making that dessert. And then I made it, you know, without anything. And I've also tried making it with peanut butter, and it's also really good that way if you like peanut butter. And last thing, I remember what we use that barbecue sauce for. So we make these little meat pies. It's basically these egg roll wrappers, which are fine. They're not organic, but it says that there's no GMO. It says right on there, and all natural. It's basically, oh, there's no ingredients on here because I threw out the paper. But I mean, it's really nothing horrible. It does have wheat, so if you can't have gluten, this is not gluten-free. But I buy ground meat, and I make essentially egg rolls with ground meat inside of them, and I bake them in the oven instead of frying them, and they're really, really good. And that's what my husband loves, that barbecue sauce, dipping those in barbecue sauce. So then I have two things for you that are not food, but I don't really get enough empties to do like a legitimate empty video of like makeup and skincare. I would have to save these things for like months and months and months. So I just throw them in here at the end of the video. These are the only two things left. First is my Desert Essence Natural Tea Tree Oil and Neem toothpaste, and this is wonderful and I really like it. This is my favorite toothpaste. This is what I use. I have another tube of it that I am using currently. And last, kind of a little kid thing, we finished this gigantic bottle of Gymboree bubbles. It took us a while to get through this, but oh, it says the price on it. This is $3.50, so it's pretty affordable. These are amazing because they don't, it's not that they don't pop, but they pop, like you can catch them on your finger and they don't always pop. Sometimes you can actually catch them, and my daughter, she'll catch them and she'll like touch other bubbles with it and she'll get like, I don't know, like a pile of bubbles on her finger, if you know what I mean. So these are kind of fun, and then they'll land like all over the place and they don't all pop, so then you see them like all over the floor. So she loves like running around and like stomping them or just popping them with her hands. So these are really fun. They're more fun than regular bubbles because they last longer and they pop less. So these are wonderful, and this lasts forever. This is such a gigantic bottle, so if you have kids and they like bubbles, I highly recommend those. And that is it. Those are my food empties from February, well, that I finished in February, but some of these products obviously took me a while to finish, especially the bubbles. But that is it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was informative or at least entertaining, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.